expert. How are you doing today, sir? He's joining us via Zoom.
Very well. Very well, very well. Thank you.
So what came to my...
It's a sunny day in Lagos.
Yes, but not so sunny for the people of Kwara and Benue State. What came to my mind is, throughout yesterday, I was reading stories about the fact that few soldiers from the United States have touched base in Nigeria with the backing, of course, with the support of Nigerian government. On Sunday, Saturday, the army talked about the fact that they've been able to get into the forest, cleared. We saw pictures of clearing the enclave of terrorists, where kidnappers, about where they can house about 300 kidnapped people. And here you have it. How do you make sense of what transpired just yesterday night in Kwara and in Benue State?
That's a very sensitive and strategic question you just asked. But of course, in the security circle, you would understand that these criminal elements will always want to create palpable fear in the minds of the people. As much as the Nigerian military is winning the war, as much as America is lending her support to Nigeria and the Nigerian military to ensuring that this war is won, this criminal element will not lie low or would not want to submit just easily to show that they are being overpowered. What we are seeing now is expected is a way of showing that well, we are here, we are there, we can still do some things, just to create more fears in the hearts of the average Nigerians. The areas where they hit, of course, not central. You are aware about the security situation that has been up on the north central for some time, particularly Kwara and Benue. Kwara shares a border with Niger State, and from I think Zamfara, sorry. I think Kwara shares a border with Zamfara State.
And Niger State too. And Niger State too.
And Niger State.
Yes. Mokwa axis. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So you would understand what the bandits have done in those axes. The bandits and those you call the core terrorists, talking about ISWAP and Boko Haram, in Niger State particularly. But when you take it down to Kwara State, you are talking about the criminal element who want to kidnap to make money, not necessarily to kill, only when their business go wrong. But the truth, as it were, is the fact that you are aware that another group sprung up and that operates within that axis, the Kwara axis, down the corridor to Niger. For some time now, what we have seen, to me, is not surprising.
Okay, well, how can you say it's not surprising, considering that in recent months, especially since the former chief of defense staff assumed position as the Minister of Defense, we've seen some kind of shift, and there hasn't been this heavy casualty like we've seen. We know that Kwara State has witnessed lots of. In fact, remember the church people that were kidnapped while on Sunday. We've seen that kind of incident. But because you did not accept the hardline doctrines or teaching, here, according to reports from the Emir of Kaima, explaining that the victims were local Muslims massacred for refusing to surrender to extremists preaching a strange doctrine. My question is, at what point were they preaching? Was there no information that filtered to security agents that these people were here? I'm sure they must have taken, even if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes to preach. And for them to surrender, they massacred these people. I'm sure it's going to take almost 10 minutes as well. So I'm looking at 30 minutes. To kill people for 30-something minutes is not a joke. And they left, and nothing happened. I can't wrap my head. How can you make sense of it?
I take you back to what happened at Kuje prisons, if you recall that too.
Yes, I do.
Remember what happened in Kuje?
Yes, I do.
They got there, they preached. They preached to the people, delivered sermons, and then did their things and left and went away. You see, sometimes I say the military is overstretched. And considering where the government is trying to do something about that by raising the number of personnel, you know, they are recruiting more men regularly now to up all of that. The military is overstretched. What's the population of the Nigerian military, all of them put together? What's the population of the Nigerian intelligence agencies, all of them put together? All of that. And so you expect that they will be here and there. Well, there's a whole lot of correlation between the security agencies and the military. What you are trying to look at now is you're surprised that for the number of minutes they actually carried out that nefarious activity. No, they were not interrupted, interjected, or disrupted. But the truth again is, Mr. President talked about recently, if you recall, when he just came on board, he talked about the clearinghouse, where responsibilities are assigned to either the intelligence agencies or the military, who is supposed to send out information. But again, the people themselves are supposed to play a bigger role. How many persons have the links, the numbers to call where there are such situations? The palpable fear that these persons have been able to interject or put in the minds of the average Nigerians is so much so that even shadows becomes like a small arm and light weapons that threatens them. When these things are happening, nobody is ready to raise alarm. Are you saying the people in that community
do not have a phone? Exactly.
About the ongoing when that thing was happening? Hang on 1 second, please. Are you saying the people were not also aware? And sometimes I did say, I've said this on your table there, that these military men and the security agencies are no spirits. Now, something could be happening in your society, in your area, and then you have vigilante in Kwara. Are you aware that they have vigilante groups in Kwara? Those of them who told us the last time that they went on training, it was because they went on training that these people came in and did what they did and took away some persons, and that they went on training for the use of assault rifles. And I said, which I said was not primarily their responsibility. Again, if they were not there at that time, it meant that they did not get the adequate information to be there. But I'm not defending them. With the way Kwara State has become, it is expected that the intelligence agencies should have been everywhere in Kwara State, because Kwara State has been a target, has been a subject, has been on top of the list in terms of the activities of these terrorists over time. And so my expectation would have been that the central body should have drafted intelligence agencies, those who will gather intel and report same to the military and report same to those who are supposed to carry out these activities and report same to those who are capable, who have the equipment, who have the capacity and capability to tackle this bloody criminals. It is absolutely, getting to the skin of most of us that America has come. From what I gathered, that most Nigerians do not know, these Americans that came are not foot soldiers. They are not those who will carry weapons and go to the
theater
to take on this one by one. These are people who are merely going to assist in providing intelligence, intel. They give you intel reports, and then they expect that your men will act on those intel reports. Beyond that, we are misunderstanding it. They even have come with some equipment to gather intel, which they are apparently also using. They are not here. I repeat, these men, this team that just came, are not here as foot soldiers who will go to the theater for you themselves. They are those who will gather information, process them, bring out intel, and supply to you and teach you how to use them or how to act.
Okay, my final question to you, even as we wrap this up, is, are we going to see some kind of shift in how we respond? You said security men are not ghosts, and I understood that. And they are overstretched. You can just imagine the numbers of, they are not supposed even to be in country in the first place. I'm talking about the military. They are supposed to withstand external aggression. I just feel, how do we resolve this moving forward, that we'll have some kind, is there a role? You talked about the clearinghouse, and I remember that the president talked about synergy when he came in. He said from the DSS to the police, there's a central point with the NSA where information can be passed as fast as possible. If we can't interdict at the moment, what is the way moving forward that, is that something the Kwara State governor can do as well to help his people not die like chickens?
The Kwara State government has done its best. They have put together what they call the vigilante arrangement, and then they've given them lots of trainings, to be able to provide first instance, maybe provide information, and of course they cannot take on these terrorists themselves. That's the duty of the Kwara State governor, which they have done very well. Don't forget again that the Kwara State governor has no control over the military. The Kwara State governor has no control over the intelligence agencies. They are all controlled from the center because none of them report to the Kwara State governor, even though you say he's the chief security of Kwara State. The best he could do is to bring together what he called the vigilante arrangement, and then provide them with equipment, the equipment that the law, the firearms law or the Firearms Act provides for them to be able to bear. Beyond this, they cannot bear equipment that are not provided by the Firearms Act of Nigeria, which is undergoing amendments now. Although some of them bear weapons illegally, which we cannot tell. Something happened in somewhere in Edo State. I don't know if you are aware, a day or two ago, where even a vigilante member, his house was discovered to have been used as what anybody would ordinarily want to call armory. Large cache of arms were found in his house, and he was indicted as one of those involved in kidnapping. You see, I said something on your television station some time ago. I don't know if you were on duty then, or if it were when you were in Canada enjoying your life, pulling off your head. What I said, I don't know why you're laughing. What I said then was that there's danger in arming particularly anybody, because to retrieve these firearms from them eventually, because you see, we have bad eggs in all of this set of people. Now tell me, if you're talking about the military not intervening, interjecting, or intercepting at the time those criminal elements preached to those people and said all they said, where were the vigilantes that were put together by the state government, that were meant to supply information, that were even trained on the use of firearms? So where were they also? These are the problems. We have multifaceted problems on our hands. Look how fresh you are looking now. Look at me. You just came back. You just enjoyed yourself, your leave, till you cool off your head, and now you can talk the way you are talking. But we have been here in the sun, in the rain. Look at my face very well. Look at me. Look at my face.
This is a serious matter.
Exactly. I have a question. I have a question now. Okay. Like you said, he's not defending the military. He's asking, where are the vigilantes? My question is just simple. It's just accountability. Who will be held responsible for the massacre of 170 people in Umoru?
The terrorists are those to be held responsible. Who else you want to hold responsible? Would you want to hold the state?
But the government has a duty to protect its people.
Of course, the government has a duty to protect.
And when you fail, you should be held accountable.
Terrorism has become a global matter. Would you want to hold the president also responsible?
I said government. It covers everybody.
Now, if you must hold anybody responsible, it's not the governor of Kwara State. The governor of Kwara State does not have control over the security intelligence agencies or the military. They don't report to him. They take their directive either from the military command or from the president. And so, the best the state governor could do is to put up a vigilante group, which he has done. We are talking about the state policing. That is when the governor will also now have power, you know, to have control over the state police. If that eventually comes to place, then you begin to talk about holding the state police responsible for not providing intel, as at the time those men came or got to Kwara State to massacre Nigerians. It is shameful. It is painful. It is sad that when you draw me into discussing death, blood flow of innocent human beings, breadwinners, people who didn't think they would be killed in the night, in the daytime they were there. It's shameful. When are we going to get out of this? Now that America has come, how much are we doing to ensure that we achieve a lot? My dear sister, you are here in Lagos, you are comfortable. If you move out of Lagos the way I have done to go to some of these places to work, you would understand what the people are facing. They are not sleeping at all. We in Lagos are sleeping with our two eyes closed. But those people are not even sleeping on one eye. They are having their two eyes open. I asked somebody who called me this morning from one state. He said he was in the farm. And I told him, I said, how protected are you in the farm? These people could come at you anytime, any minute, anytime, particularly those of you in the farm. Food has gone, thanks to Mr. President, that has been, I don't know the magic he did, that has helped the locally processed food in Nigeria. The price is gone down. You are women who go to market. But I also received report from my wife. You know, at a point in time, if we don't go to farms, those who farm for us, to feed ourselves, then where do we go? We want to become dependent on those who will give us food from other countries. Jesus Christ.
Dr. Darlington, Chief.
It's sad. I didn't want to get to this point, this part.
Yes.
When you have dragged me into that. But it's painful.
I can understand how you feel, and that is my own feeling as well this morning. I share the same sentiment with you this morning. But I must draw the curtains at the moment to this conversation, because I don't want to get you so emotional after you actually write me off for going to a place I've never been before. But it's okay nonetheless. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Hopefully next time we invite you, it won't be about the bloodshed, but it will be about the fact that we've made progress with fighting insecurity in Nigeria. I do know it's a global challenge now. However, we want to see some kind of movement, even because I am very sure it's going to be a topical issue, even as we approach the 2027 elections. Thank you very much, Chief Darlington Umoru.
It is already. It is already. The elections will not hold just like that if we don't take care of what is happening. I'm sure that's why Mr. President is seriously and ardently working with America to see how their support can help conquer these terrorists who are sometimes very more sophisticated.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We've been speaking with Chief. You are welcome. We've been speaking with Chief Darlington Umoru, who is a security expert, and I'm sure that just to buttress what he said as an addendum, hopefully we can have the Turkey agreement Mr. President just signed begin to yield results. We'll take a very short break. We won't be talking insecurity now. We'll be talking about non-oil exports. How do we make that work? How do we improve our business environment? We'll take a short break. We'll be right back.